Hello everyone. Let's talk about yeast infections today. Why do I keep having recurrent yeast infections? When I mean yeast infections, I'm talking about vaginal candidiasis, fungal infection of the vagina. I am Dr. Olaide Jinodi. Welcome to your Health Today with Dr. Ide. Like I said earlier, yeast infections are fungal infections of the vagina. Now, how do we know you have a fungal infection? Um, it usually presents with a white or creamy vaginal discharge with a raw fishy smell. You know that fishy smell, and usually with accompanied itching around the vulva. It's a fungal infection. Don't forget we have different parasites. We have viruses, microorganisms rather. We have viruses. We have bacteria. We have fungi. Now we are dealing with fungi. Why do I have recurrent fungal infections, doctor? I've treated these things. It's beginning to cause a rancor between my husband and I. My husband is blaming me for being unfaithful and all that. Let me tell you, let me burst your bubble. Number one, fungal infections are not necessarily sexually transmitted. Yeah. Now there are three major causes. Now, cause number one is antibiotic douching. When you douche a lot, you wash that place with a lot of antiseptic, probably Dettol, Savlon, whatever. Okay, that will lead. I will explain how that leads to it. Number two is if there's a lot of moisture. You're a kind of person that sweats a lot, or you live in a temperate environment like Nigeria and Africa. If there's a lot of moisture around that area, you go to the toilet, you urinate, you don't dab dry. Now the third one is when you're immune compromised. Now, there are many things that can make you immune compromised. Stress can make you immune compromised. Some drugs, steroids, like now imagine someone that had a transplant and needs to be on steroids for a very long time. That patient will be immune compromised or HIV or whatever. Immune compromise is another common cause of vaginal fungal infections or fungal infections in general. Now, why is it that antibiotic douching causes fungal infection? On your skin and in the vagina, everywhere around the body, we have what we call the normal flora, the normal bacteria. They're on your body, they don't cause harm to you. They are like commensals. You are benefiting from each other. You are the landlord. You give them accommodation and they don't hurt you. They protect you from other invading bacteria and fungi. But when you've eradicated all of them by your aggressive and over hygienic washing, you leave the vagina prone to other fungal infections. We have fungi everywhere in the air. They love moisture. That's another reason why moisture also encourages that. So if you go to the toilet, you ensure that you, after peeing or doing whatever you do there, you dab dry with probably serviette or tissue, or we usually don't recommend tissue, but just dab dry and ensure the place is dry, free of moisture. That being said, there are some other causes of why this fungal infection keeps coming back. Cause number one, probably the last time you treated it or the initial time you treated this fungal infection, it was poorly treated. The fungal spores were not eradicated, the hyphae were not eradicated totally. So you might have to go through another range of treatment again. Number two is your hygiene, like I explained earlier. When you overdouche, you douche all the time, you're always trying to clean the place and all that. Another one that can actually cause it is when you auto-infect yourself, meaning you're the one reinfecting yourself. If you have a fungal infection and you usually regularly take your bath with a sponge, your sponge can be a needles of infection. Every time you take your bath, you deposit fungi spores on that sponge. The next time you come to take your bath, you will deposit them on your body again, even if you're getting treated. That's why at times you notice that I've been treating this thing so long and it's still reoccurring. Why? What is happening? You want to be very, very sure that you probably want to use chlorine bleach to wash your undies, wash your sponge. You can discard your sponge and use another one, or go on without sponges for a while. You also want to use jig for your towel, because if you just take drugs and don't make it difficult for the fungi to propagate, you'll keep having this infection over and over. Another reason why a fungal infection can be recurrent is if you're dealing with a drug resistant strain. All right, your doctors will be able to handle that. Okay, well, another one is this. It might not be a fungal infection. You might have to see a doctor to ensure and run some tests to ensure that you're actually treating a fungal infection or something entirely different. It could actually be sexually transmitted, but don't forget what I said. It is majorly not a sexually transmitted infection. You need to learn to curb it. You might want to stop using the bath soap for a while. I'd rather get a liquid bath. You can't reinfect except you're a very, very stingy person. After pouring your liquid soap, you want to pour the rest back in. No. Okay, so these signs or these things could actually make you prevent and be fungal free. If you've just listened to this video and you like it, I would have you to like the video, share with your friends, post your comment. I really want to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. And don't forget, health is wealth.